Hey guys, what is going on? Today we are in Dallas, Texas, and we are at a private track. This all around us is a private track, and we're gonna be here shooting Ferraris. We've got an F8, we've got a whole bunch of private owners here. So I'm gonna walk you guys through today how we're gonna shoot rolling cars. There's a very specific way you do it, mostly using the shutter speed, but let's dive into that. So I'm shooting on the Canon R5 today and the 85mm 1.2, which is an absolute beast. And we've got cars out on the track. So what my settings are right now is I'm trying to keep my shutter speed quite low, around 1/50, and then my aperture is at f/16 so that we can expose properly for the sun, and my ISO is at 100. Now the trick with tracking cars on track is you want to essentially create as much of a stable platform as you can, and with your eye up to the lens, that's another point of contact, and then all you have to do is track and use your body to twist as you track the cars. The object here is to get the car tack sharp and the road in front of it blurry. So your movement like this is gonna blur the foreground and the road while you're trying to track the car perfectly.
You think decent?
Got some sharp ones, so that's the balance. Is like you got to be really moving with them at the same pace, not moving up or down, because then you don't get those super sharp images of the car. So I mean, I'd like to even go slower to get more blur, but at the end of the day you might have to move your shutter speed up to 160 just to make sure you're getting those like tack sharp images. R5 that is specific to the Canon at this point is that it does have car tracking autofocus, so that locks onto the car super fast. We're doing a high shutter speed, so we're taking a lot of photos, and we have our automatic focus set to servo, meaning that it's going to track the car as it goes by. I think those were good. That felt smooth. I'm out here with my boys. We got Greg.
Hey.
And we got Austin. Austin's shooting also with an R5, and he's got the 70-200. So we're gonna see what we get different. I mean, that's a better lens. You get more diverse shots. So we'll see, we'll compare, see which one's better. 85 is probably the lowest you wanna go. If you're shooting wide, you wanna be quite close to the track. And these guys have fortunately allowed us to come into the bunker here and get some shots. They also said there's rattlesnakes, so if we get freak out, that's why. So one of the problems that Austin's running into as the cars come over this corner, he's getting tack sharp photos, but because the car is coming towards us, you actually do want a bit of a higher shutter speed. If it's too low when it's coming towards you, then you're going to get the car blurry. So essentially what you need to try and do is keep the car on the same plane of distance so that it doesn't move away from you or towards you, because then you're going to get blurry photos. With this panning shot, we get a really even plane of field from this whole section of the track, and what we've found to get the sharpest photos is 1/60, then an aperture of, what's my aperture at? An aperture of f/16 just to get proper exposure. It's obviously super bright out, and then keeping our ISO as low as possible. As you can see, we have tons of incredible cars lined up here. We're about to go do a lap around the track, and we're gonna hang out with the back of a 4Runner and get some photos and videos. Unexpected part of the vlog, I get to ride in an F12 Ferrari around the track. So here we go. It's gonna be fun. So as you guys can see, we had a fantastic day here with Boardwalk Ferrari and doing rolling shots. We were hanging out of cars, we were standing by the trackside. It was so fun. But pretty much what the gist that you guys got from today is you really need to learn how to control your shutter speed. So learn how to shoot manual with your cameras is gonna help you out a ton. Again, you're trying to get that shutter speed as low as you can while still getting a crispy image, and use your aperture to then get light. And even something that I was doing today was putting an ND filter on the front of my lens to help control the light intake, and then I could get a lower aperture if I wanted. And of course, days like today where it's really bright out, you wanna make sure that your ISO is as low as you possibly can. But I really appreciate your guys' time today. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you enjoyed the content. It was a super fun day getting to ride in a Ferrari, and obviously there's some of the pinnacle of all the cars out there. So it was an absolute blast. Make sure if you guys enjoyed this to like the video, subscribe down below for me, and I really do hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.